So, not everything goes your way. Today, a sad thing happened. I did my nonprofit shout out interview on Instagram Live as usual. As usual, it was great. As usual, it was all the feels and all the great things. And then when I went to upload or, send it on, Instagram went and no interview. Gone. 20, 25 minutes of my life connecting with the amazing Katie from Settlement Home of Austin. So, gone. So, I cannot let this day go by without doing my nonprofit shout out. It's just a nonprofit shout out, not a nonprofit shout out interview. So, here it is. I am Ryan Lanier. I am the owner and operator of Organizing for Good, LLC in Austin, Texas. And I am obsessed with nonprofits because of all the amazing heart work they do. And now they're facing all sorts of different and challenging challenges in 2020. And I just think it's very important that we continue to shout out their missions and not only educate about what they do in general, how can we support them literally from sitting at home with a click of a button or otherwise. So very important to me to do these shout outs. So I will just do it all on my own here. So today's shout out, nonprofit shout out, not an interview, is the Settlement Home for Children. This is an entity that's been in operation for over 100 years. It was started by some women who saw a need to provide some childcare for children who were in need. I almost believe it might have started as a bit of a babysitting co-op, but it has developed into a powerhouse of full-time residential care for girls in foster, not currently placed in homes, but that have lots of extra special challenges. And they are able to the settlement home is able to provide full-time residential care, education, therapy, the full physical care for these girls, and hopefully provide them the skills to put themselves back on their feet and have a successful life, whether it's going back to their families or standing up on their own 2 feet or winding up with a forever home. They also have a foster and adopt program over at the settlement home, and they have the full-time residential care, and then they have a group home setting, and then they also provide a transitional living program for girls who age out of the foster system at 18, but maybe aren't quite ready to take it all on themselves. So they get an efficiency apartment for a certain period of time. And there is a charter school, a University of Texas charter school on campus there. This is an incredible facility, and they do so much work. Their work would not be complete without the influence and direct benefit from the Settlement Club, which is basically the booster club of helping provide there's just not enough time and resources that can be provided by just the staff. So there's this powerhouse of volunteers called the Settlement Club. So the settlement home itself, with the loving support of the Settlement Club, really makes a huge difference for as many girls as they can. All right, so I'm going to talk about the things that have changed during COVID. Their volunteer army has been shot in the foot. There are 2 giant fundraisers that they typically do, the one in the spring, and then the pretty famous one you might have heard of if you're here in the Austin area is called the Settlement Home Garage Sale, which is a humorous term because it's in a gigantic event center and everything is donated. It's a Last year they made $1.6 million, 1.3. They made over $1 million last year. So that was canceled. COVID said no. COVID said no. So how can we support them? I mean, they are hurting. They don't have their volunteers on site and they don't have their fundraisers. Okay, so a couple ways. You know, money talks. You can make a one-time donation. Definitely go and like and follow all of their socials, the Settlement Home for Children, and you can do a one-time donation right there. Maybe you like to spread your donations out amongst different nonprofits. So you could make a one-time donation. Maybe you're feeling like you wanted to do a little more consistent support. You could do you could be a home hero. So that's a monthly donating program, and it goes directly to help the programming that they provide for the girls. It goes directly to help. So that's a more consistent giving, and so you get some special membership perks, lots of thank yous, lots of feel goods, knowing that you are consistently providing for the Settlement Home for Children. And, you know, when you're ordering your own things off Amazon, how about a little click on the Amazon wish list for the Settlement Home for Children? They always need basics. Anything from period supplies to school supplies to activities. I mean, they have these girls 24/7. It's a really incredible model where they actually have home parents that live with the girls in a group setting. There are 3 small dorms, and then there are 3 group homes. So it really provides the kind of loving support that is almost akin to family. So that takes a lot. And then so follow and like all their socials, and find ways to connect with them, engage with their posts, and talk about it. Say, hey, I learned about this really amazing nonprofit from this crazy lady, Ryan Lanier with Organizing for Good, who's completely obsessed with nonprofits and feels very called to share the mission. So that is what I do. I'm going to continue with this format going forward. I just don't trust Instagram Live anymore. So, I will be posting all my past interviews in here, and this will just be the new format. So thank you for all the interviews. Thank you, Katie, for interviewing with me today, but I am so sorry that it did not upload. Just glitch. So anyway, today's nonprofit shout out interview was for the Settlement Home for Children. If you would like to get onto their mailing list, they have a newsletter that comes out. I believe this comes out quarterly, and all the feels. So thank you for watching. Really, it means a lot to me, and I sincerely hope you will find some ways to support the nonprofits that I highlight each week. Thanks.